Hello everybody. I've spent most of the day working on this 500 Redditch bullet. I've owned this now for about 8 or 9 months I think, and I've never heard it run, not in my possession, although I have got a video of the previous owner's mate riding up a hill in Wales with it. So I'll put that little clip up. It's a very short video, and you can see that it runs really well. It's only a short clip. There you go. So it did run, but I've never managed to get it run. I couldn't get a spark. Now this is on magneto because it's 57 and it's a Lucas SR1 magneto. Fitted them on the concrete mixers and God knows what, you know. The one is absolutely dead, this magneto. The coil's gone down to earth. There's no magnetism on the rotor at all. It's so dead that the points and the points plate have been taken out, and a Thor spark unit was put in, and I could never get this Thor spark to fire. I'd have the plug on the head and I'd be kicking it for ages and I could not get it to spark, and it would just spark now and then but at the wrong time. So I thought, oh, I'll come back to this another day. So I'll put it away for 6 months, at least 6 months. And today I had a bit of luck. I got a friend of mine said, I've got a Thor spark unit I'm not using. Do you want it? And I said, well, not really. But I said, he said, but your bike might run on it. So I put it in, timed the bike up, and I got a spark. So I tested the old Thor spark unit, and the coil had gone down to earth on it, so that was never going to spark properly or reliably. So I did actually, after a lot of persuasion, get this to run, but it ran really heavily. It's like 16 stroking, every 16 strokes it would go bang, 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 like that. And anyway, when I turned the petrol off, it all started to pick up nicely and go on 4-stroking just before it ran out of petrol. So I'm going to have all the carburetor off. But if this hadn't have worked, I'll say I would have put I've got another magneto which I bought. Like I say, I would have put that on, but just to get it running. But I don't want to run about on an old magneto that's not been rebuilt. But yeah, so there we are. That's what I've been doing today. I wanted to do a ride out on it, but I didn't. It couldn't be done. And I'm refilming the first part of this video because the first part didn't come out when I recorded it the first time. So if there's an overlap of what I'm saying, it's because of that. Sorry about that. Yeah, so anyway, it's sparking in it, and I've had it running, but it runs extremely heavy until you turn the petrol off. When you turn the petrol off and let it start to run out, it starts running evenly just before it runs out. And I'm going to have the carburetor to bits again. It is a new carburetor. The pilot air screw is screwed right out. It's going to be a turn and a half out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pilot jet out, which is in there, and see what size jet that is in there. And I'll strip it all out, take all the float out and everything, make sure there's no muck on the float needle seat, because that will make it flood. Yeah, so this Thor spark does work, but it's not an easy starter, but that could be down to the carburetor. I need to check the slide, and I need to check the needle position, and what needle number it is, and what jet number it is, and main jet number, and everything. Because just because it's a new carb doesn't seem to mean that it's been supplied correctly with the right parts. Although the video showed it coming up that hill, didn't it? So yeah, let's see if we can get it going. It's ignition switch is under here. Took some finding, that did. I'm just going to turn the petrol on briefly, just let the bit get in the float chamber. I'll put you down over here somewhere and you might be able to see something. About there, I reckon. Let's see if I can get this to start. That's with the petrol turned off, and you can hear as it starts to run out of petrol, it starts running nice and evenly, so it's just flooding it. So I'll have the carburetor off, that'll be the next job. And I wanted to do a ride out on this one today, but that's not to be. But mechanically it's really good. It's got a roller bearing crank in this from Hitchcock's. They're not cheap, but it is the ultimate crankshaft for it. Or the ultimate big end, better than the white metal bush. Yeah, it's had much money spent on this bike. Although I think I said in one of the other videos that I've got receipts for just over 5,000 quid that I've spent on it. So it should be good mechanically. So it just needs the carburetor sorting out, and we will be somewhere. It's all charging. Lights all work. Yeah, the engine has been covered in anti-corrosive stuff, preserving stuff. You know, it's everywhere, and I've made no attempt to clean it off the engine yet, but that will happen. And I notice the head gasket is leaking a little bit, so that needs cranking down a little bit. And but I have bought another magneto for this, but it does spark. The magneto does spark. It's quite a good spark, but it's a year older than the bike, so it's about 72 years old. You know, I think I can't remember how many it is. 72 years old, 1956. Does that sound right? Not 70 years old. I don't want to ride a bike with a 70-year-old magneto that hasn't been reconned. And even when they're reconned, there's no guarantee that it's going to last. I've been let down by magneto bikes before that have been rewound. I ended up getting the AA out to get me home. But I will if I ever sell this bike, which I may do, I don't know, the magneto will go with it. You know, the other magneto and this magneto as well. Or if this didn't work, it was going to get the distributor off the Indian Bullet on there and just go back to points, which have worked for centuries really well. Decades they've worked well. So there you are, you've heard it speak now, but it's not speaking properly, like me, very much like me. I don't speak properly, but yeah, handsome old bike. It's exactly the same frame as the Meteor Miner that I've got. It's the late frame, the one that they stuck with right to the end. They put them on the Super Meteors, and they put them on the later Super Meteors, the Constellations, the Interceptors, all had this frame. Not all the Interceptors had this frame, the early ones didn't. They had the earlier frame, but they're a good frame and they do handle well. So yeah, I'll have to get, polishing up the engine cases is the least of my worries at the moment. But they will clean up. I don't know if the horn works. Well, a bit of a squawker. So yeah, that's the next job. I'll have the carburetor to bits, find out what's going wrong in there. Now we've got some sort of sparks, and we'll take it from there. But I've got quite a lot of options on this bike, you know, for ignition. And like I say, I'm breaking up a 500 bullet anyway, which does run all right. So engine parts should be fine. This has got plenty of compression. You have a job to kick it over, over compression without the valve lifter. Anyway, just a short video just to tell you what I've been doing today, and it's not the video I wanted to make. I wanted to do a video of this riding out, but it's got no baffles in it. It's quite a raucous old rail, but you have to be careful with the neighbours with this one. You're going out early. Anyway, there you go. I'll catch you on the next one. Won't be long. Bye bye.